Rasputin, round 2, extra credit. There is currently trade agreements between the US and China. Both countries are vying to remain or become the world power. Currently, only the US possesses a global force to enforce their power, and the dollar is still the economic backing for most of the world. China is, however, challenging this. It has tried to push other countries to move to its currency and bought its first naval airship from Russia. As the second most powerful militaristically country in the world, China has a very large standing army, but it is currently lacking in modern warfare technologies. Both countries have much more to lose economically than Russia and the United States did during their previous Cold War. Right now, the American economy is relying on mostly imports of goods and exporting entertainment goods. But to China, it also exports raw material that the Chinese use to produce much more elegant items. The raw steel from the US is turned into many things, to include the Chinese military weapons, aircraft, and battleships. That is not to say there are not tensions between the countries, however. Recent President Donald Trump had put in place tariffs to try and control the Chinese economic growth in the US and its rise towards dominance as the global economic power. Xi Jinping decided to put tariffs on US goods, and this hurt many companies, but maybe none more so than Harley Davidson, which was about to open a factory in China and use China as its newest market. The US also prepares for counter operations in case of China trying to take back other territories it sees as belonging to itself in the Chinese Sea and, of course, Taiwan. Taiwan is currently seen as China's property, but it does not use Chinese currency or follow most of China's laws. Due to this, the US sees Taiwan as the last battlefield, and there are military exercises to prepare in case Taiwan is invaded. Both countries have accused each other of using espionage to find out secret practices, and in certain weapon designs and rocket materials, there is some evidence of both countries doing these things. But in the West, there is currently minimal to no support for a second Cold War against China in the average American populace. Economically, there may be many companies and politicians that want to do so, but it would lack the full backing of the American people that it had after World War II when confronting the Russians. The US's traditional allies also do not support a Cold War or a hot one with China. And now that the US has a new president, it is moving towards repairing relationships in China, as it does see it as a valuable economic ally and a stabilizing force in Asia. Currently, the US's military technology advantage and its superior logistics around the world have it at an advantage if it were to come to that hot war, but there would be no support, and they would lose that war in the homeland when people refuse to join the military, and a draft would cause an absolute riot. This has been my very quick extra credit to try and turn it into you before the time is done. My bibliography includes LA Times, Why Our New Cold War with China May Be a Good Thing, Diplomat.com, The US-China Cold War Has Already Started, Washington Post, Will President-elect Biden wage a new Cold War with China? Seattle Times, Will Trump start a new Cold War with China? The personal military experiences of Sean Matthewson and military briefings he obtained while in the Air Force. Finally, Yale Global Online, the article, Will Another Cold War Follow the Trade War? As you can see, I was working on this paper, but I did not have time to finish it, and a video where the rigging is already created is quicker to do.